Yeah, the stolen item cases are, like, very hard. Oh, I've reached maximum social credit. We can retire if we want. Yeah, like I said, I don't think I want to retire until I at least get one more good murder case under my belt. Or more. I think we can retire, right? Yeah, retirement is now a case. Yeah, once you hit the max rank, you can retire. And that just ends the playthrough. But I've had a lot of fun revisiting this game for sure. But I'd love to do one more murder case before we go. Between this stream and next week, I will look into... I'll look seriously into mods. See what we can get. Suspect may be armed and dangerous. It's the Winter Soldier. Daeun Chon. Korean, I think, by the name? C for Chon. D... Are they homeless, maybe? Because they're not on, they're not in the phone book. Oh, no, there they are. I just can't read. That's the problem. I forgot what order the letters appear in the alphabet. I think in my head I was looking for Chen, not Chon. Oh, hey. Do you mind if I sit in your lap while we can use this computer together? Thanks. Chon. Here we go. Printed citizen file, Daeun Chon. We have a 1003 Varine House. Let's head over there. Thank you. Yeah, I'm surprised how little they care about, like, personal space. Like, the bonus that we got for reaching level 12, citizens are less spooked if you tail them. I feel like they don't care if you tail them. I mean, literally, like, just before, I did a tailing and acquisition job. I was following right behind the person I was supposed to tail. And they didn't really care. I feel like it's one of those mechanics that they haven't quite finished implementing. I think this game is still being developed. I know the game is, like, fully released. But as far as I'm aware, they're still, working on it. $1,003? Oh, no. Have you already gone to work? I think they may have already gone to work. You have some cigars. I hope those aren't Cuban cigars, because those are legally restricted. I still love the story. I don't know whether it's true. Dan, I'm sorry to write this, but I think it's time we discussed leaving the group. I'm pretty sure they're about to get caught, and if we... Oh. What? Who shot me, and why? They must have sent enforcers to investigate. Okay, where do you work? I don't know where you work. Well, damn. That's kind of crazy. How can I not know where you work? I should have looked for a business card or something in the house, instead of just leaving. So I'm probably gonna have to head back up there. With the alarms blaring. Do you work for... Daeunchon. Oh, you're unemployed! Then where the frick are you? It's all about Vereen House. Yeah, if somebody's unemployed, where do they... Detective, I was hoping I'd catch you. What? I got a body needs disappearing. Excuse me? You want to make some crows? Come clean it up. 1,500 crows when the job's done. What the fuck? I will find you and I will catch you. We could have had some fun, Kazuya. Bro, he knows my name. So that means there's been another murder. That's crazy. So there's been a murder, but the killer contacted me. Shit, man. Yeah, I didn't want to accept the case. Under the condition that, like, it would lock me into working with the killer, which I don't want. So there's been a murder, we're just waiting for it to be called in at this point. Far out. Well, I don't know how I'm supposed to find Daeunchon. I mean, I suppose, like, unemployed people are allowed to, like, go places, but, like, where can I possibly find them? Like, if they're not at their home... Yeah, there we go. Reported murder 401 Zakuska's projects. Damn. That's, like, actually kind of insane. That we were made aware of a murder because the killer, like, actually reached out to us. I can say for sure I've never had that happen. There's the enforcers, so they're going off to the crime scene. Yeah, it's interesting that I get notified about the crime at the same time as the cops. Hey, Ichigo! Hello. The Sweet Tooth Assassin. Oh, boy. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. I was wondering when I would see you. You're always here for the Shadows of Doubt streams. Just in a couple small cases, so you're just in time for the murder. Any kidnappings yet today? Not yet. So I've done a couple of small cases, and now just literally, but just before you came, I went to City Hall, and the phone was ringing, so I'm like, okay, I'll pick it up. And the killer was like, hey, wanna help me dispose of this body? And then, like, a minute later, I got the notification that the crime had been reported. So I have to wait until the cops clear the crime scene, then I can go in. Yeah, the killer called me. It was crazy. They're like, hello, detective. I was hoping I would find you. I was like, bruh. My reputation precedes me. Alright, boys. How's your investigation going in there? You need help? You never gotten any calls early enough to work for the killer? Oh. It's the first time I've had it happen. Like, literally, I was in City Hall. I was looking somebody up on the database. And then the phone just rang. And I was like, alright, I'll go pick it up. Because I don't think it's for another NPC. It must be somebody wanting to talk to me. And I was right. It was indeed somebody wanting to talk to me. Let's peek around the corner. Peekaboo. Alright, you guys ready for me to investigate, or...? They're doing their due diligence. They're checking every possible angle. A bottle of gasoline next to the killer? Next to the victim, sorry? Okay, I think once they put up the tape, that's when I'm allowed in. I feel like they're buying time for the killer to get away. I feel like that's part of it. Oh, it's a fire extinguisher. Alright. Is there anything here? Note. The jerk who keeps standing outside my door and messing with my mail, cut it out or I'll call the enforcers. You know who you are, AR. Okay, so that's the... That's a note from the victim. Let's play. Ooh... OOTHISMHRA. Okay. Ismra. So I'll have to solve that. Has life in the fields. Sounds fine to visit, but I don't have enough credits to pass the visit check. Things are okay here, except some weird stuff. Some female coming around late at night. Okay, so a woman. Looking for a woman. Okay. Search the body. Bullet. Okay, so that means we're likely going to have to check for a gun. They've been shot to death with a pistol or revolver between 8:15 and 9:30. Okay, so we can check the security footage. Grab the address book. Quite often I find that the killer is somebody that they know. So the victim is Alejandra Rivero. And I'll just take the contents of your wallet. I don't suspect you'll be needing it anymore. The detective is looking for a woman of the night. I don't know if they're a woman of the night, but they're just a woman at this stage. Count up from 6. Alright, let's have a look. 6, 7, 8, 9. Nothing. Tampons. Okay, fair enough. I feel like that's not a usual place to store those. In the corner of a room on the floor. I ain't seen no average height female stalking around, okay. Average height female? So that's the letter from the landlord acknowledging their concerns. Could be a new purchase, I suppose so. They might have just bought them and just put them there. Yeah, exactly, yeah. I get what you're saying. That's a very fair point, I didn't think of that. They might have, like, she might have literally just bought them and been like, oh, I'll just pop these in the floor for now and I'll figure out where I'm going to put it later. You have nothing in your toiletries cabinet. You could easily put them in there, I would have thought, but... I don't suppose it really matters terribly much. She's dead anyway, unfortunately. Alejandra Rivero. You live on your own. This Benjamin Watanabe guy owns I swear, every apartment in this city this guy owns. Every time I check a tenancy agreement, it's between Benjamin Watanabe and somebody else. Okay, what's the killer's letter? Crumpled paper. Alright, I'm gonna put this over here. What's the stuff I'll put over here? In the city, there's usually just one landlord. Ah, I never really thought about it too much. They're an enforcer? Gee, they must have got caught off guard if they... You are not being followed, it's just your mind, take the pills. Oh, God. That is interesting. I'll take another key, why not? There's some blood. I should check, like, the bin, because the killer can dump the gun in the bin. Receipts for different restaurants. So you like to eat out, huh? Paranoid enforcer. Well, they're a dead enforcer. Hope you're doing well, Wogan. Good to see you. Alright, well, we've got some clues. Let's look for the surveillance footage. I don't actually know where the surveillance room is in this building that I can think of. It must just be higher up. Oh, no, I think I know this one. It's, like, directly in front of me, I think. Is it paranoid if they really are out to get you? That's a really great question. Is paranoia the state of feeling like you're being pursued, whether it's true or not? Or is it only paranoia if it's not real? That's a fantastic question. That's what the doc says to get you out of their office. Right, surveillance. What floor was this on? The 4th floor. It's all in your head, don't worry about it. Okay, so we're looking for between 8:15 and... what was it? 8:15 and 9:30. That's a pretty big, kill range. Dr. Google says, paranoia is the irrational, persistent feeling that people are out to get you or that you're the subject of persistent, intrusive attention of others. So it is only if it's not real. And I suppose if it is real, it's you're being stalked, as opposed to you're being paranoid. Or something like that. But thank you for that. Yeah, because I was curious, because Woban, you actually... I know you might have just said that as a joke, but I was like actually like, huh. I never really thought about that. Is it still paranoia? If it's true? Oops. Okay, so I'll start pulling up names. It's around 8:05. These are both possible suspects. As a U. Ah. I need to go back. I didn't check the, I didn't check... Sean Bellamy was the hostage I set free. I need to check the note for fingerprints. I didn't do that while I was there. The, whatchamacallit. The cipher. I didn't check the cipher for fingerprints. Mary Peters. I don't know why I feel like you're going to be the killer, but... I'll pin everybody for now. We can limit the suspects later. Are there any names that match this that I've got so far? No. Let's keep looking. Tai Kang. Tai Kang, I just solved a case where she was having an affair with somebody else. Ren Crutchfeld. Oh my god. Taglioisi Kikoa. Rosemary Garland. Rin Hashimoto. Bai Wang. Francis Cosby. So I can probably afford to not pin the people whose names don't match. If it has to be irrational, it means it's not real. That's the same with phobias, right? Like phobia, a phobia is only when it's an irrational fear, right? Like it's hard to say because I don't really know. Because like, let's say you're afraid that a snake could bite you and kill you. And as a result, you don't want to go near snakes, you don't want to touch snakes. Is that irrational? I feel like that's not irrational. But then I suppose if the person tells you, this isn't a venomous snake, you're in no danger. I suppose at that point, if you were still afraid of the snake, that could be perceived as irrational, but I don't know. But by that definition, it's irrational if you refuse to go to any park or nature place because of the fear of snakes. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, if you, like, I don't want to go anywhere outside because there could be a snake there, that's definitely irrational. But just being like, I don't want to touch a snake because it could bite me and I could die, is, I would argue, them. No. The ciphers are always the same, right? It's always first initial and then last name. Vandenberg. No. I was looking at mods earlier. Not earlier, but like a couple days ago, Ichiko. There actually is a mod that I saw that adds more variety to the ciphers. So that if I do a modded playthrough, which I'm strongly thinking about doing, that's one of the mods I would add. There's also a mod that reduces the cooldown between killers, like taking actions, which sounds really cool as well. Johansson. Yeah, it's first letter dot and then last name. Show the note again. I'll put it up on screen for a bit. It's a 9-letter surname. Yes, correct. So it's not this. So it has to be one of the unknown people. So none of the suspects that had a name fit the profile. Well, fit the name, basically. It's pretty, like, realistically, if you want to solve these cases, you just go straight to the phone book and you just look. And eventually it'll jump out at you. You're like, that's it. Maybe that's just me. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about them leaving the cipher. I feel like it kind of trivializes the case. Okay, so that's the murderer's note. Let's scan it. Rin Hashimoto. Hashimoto. Yeah, well. Like the killer jumped out at. I think Rin Hashimoto is also another enforcer. And you know Rin. You and Rin are friends. So why would they do this? But there's no R in Hashimoto, it's R Hashimoto. So the first name, it's the first initial R, and then Hashimoto. I need to check the security footage. Did I just, like, discount Rin Hashimoto? I don't know. I obviously know who Rin Hashimoto... Oh, I've got their fingerprints anyway. How do I have their fingerprint, but I don't know who they are? Yeah, that doesn't make sense. How did I get their fingerprints, but I can't recognize them by face? Ryu or Rei? Could be multiple. Rei Hashimoto. Why does that name sound familiar? It's like an anime character or something. Oops, wrong day. No idea. How are they not showing up on the security footage, though? How did you avoid detection? Oh, why have you got your little arrow above your head? Hey, hold up. Where are you going? What a weirdo. Are they a ninja? They must be. I mean, how else could they avoid detection? Oh, that reminds me of a funny, meme that I saw. It was like, the sensei at, like, a ninja school's like, I didn't see you in class today, and then the ninja's like, thank you, sir. It's so funny. Yeah, because normally if somebody says, I didn't see you in class today, it's a bad thing, right? You know, you missed class. Why weren't you there? But in the case of that, it's actually a good thing. It's like, hey, Sensei didn't know that you were there. That's pretty good. I don't know how you didn't get... I mean, obviously the killer was in there. Unless the camera angle is just crap and didn't detect the person. I mean, to be fair, the camera angle is just looking at the stairs. It's possible that Rin could be like their next door neighbor. No, 1201 Hughes Suites. Okay, so I'm pretty confident it's Rin Hashimoto, which means it's none of these people. Which begs the question, how the hell did they... I mean, they had to have come in through the ground floor, right? So we can check the lobby surveillance. Okay. Amos Harris. That's the person who I did the affair case for. Giorgio. Rosemary Garland. Amos Harris. Sarah Washington. Okay, other ground floor. Unknown citizen. Mark Vandenberg. Victoire Morgan. They must be the invisible person, because I cannot find them on the surveillance footage. Well, I don't need to find them on the surveillance footage. That was just going to be part of my symphony of evidence, but a symphony can still be made even if you're short one or two instruments. You know. So we can still definitely get enough evidence to nail this person. Alright, let's start by heading to City Hall. And then perhaps we'll check the arms dealer. Our friend. Our friend the arms dealer. But then again, if they're an enforcer, they probably didn't need to buy a gun. They would just have a gun, right? But you could also be into something Ichigo. Maybe I'm... No, but the fingerprints on the note is Rin Hashimoto. Even if there was like a Rei or a Ryu or something Hashimoto, the fingerprints are wrong. Okay, government database, Hashi. Well. Yeah, you're definitely not on the security footage. Are you also an enforcer, or was I crazy? Ah, you're a security guard. Right, that's where I've found your name. I think I investigated, because I investigated all the security guards in the city at one point, because I had a mission where the clue was that it was the person who I was looking for, their partner was a security guard. So I investigated every security guard in the city. That's how I know who this person is. I mean, I suppose I could construct the idea in this case that, like, because they were a security guard, they knew where to go to avoid the cameras, but I also suspect it could just as easily be a glitch. Alright, let's check the arms dealer first. I'm gonna, in my head canon, it's because they knew to avoid the security cameras. Legwork is useful, yeah. Hello, Heiyun Park. Did you sell to a Hashimoto before? Ah, Hashimoto, there we go. Bought a Lucky 7 and pistol ammunition at 842? 842? 842? If they bought the pistol at 842, they would have had to have legged it over to the apartment and then shot them and left within, yeah, within like less than an hour. I mean, it's pretty damning. Although, I don't know why these killers keep going to this illegal arms dealer who, like, records their names. Like, think about it. Wouldn't the reputation of this person, of this arms dealer, go down the toilet after, like, the first or second person? Like, in the newspapers they report, like, the key piece of evidence was that the killer bought a gun, and the detective found their name in the sales register. You would think they would stop buying guns at that point. Why did I come back here? Oh, I wanted to go over the security footage again. Now that I've got an actual time. So if they bought the gun at 8:42, they have to have gotten into the build. They never left the building. They went straight from the basement all the way up. Because the gun shop is in the basement of this building. They didn't have to go far. Unfortunately, the basement camera's out. Let's check first floor. Maybe the first floor will have us some luck. It's the right date, yeah, Friday the 6th. I'm looking for a very specific time frame. It's almost like the footage is deleted. Look, at 8:35, the next time is 9:31. They must have, like, deleted the footage. Literally, the time doesn't exist. On some of the cameras, some of the other cameras it's just fine, but... the cameras are just bugged as heck, yeah. I don't think they quite work properly. Bye, Wang. Like, you look like the person. You look quite remarkably like... I wouldn't... look, not that much, but there's definitely a resemblance. Yeah, I reckon the camera's just fricked. Okay, let's check Hashimoto's management. Okay. So, we can start filling in some of the details. The full name of the killer is Rin Hashimoto. Evidence that places them at the crime scene is the fingerprint. Where do they live? Do I have your Addy? 1201 Hughes Suites. I've got to hear the explanation for this crime, because I'm not seeing anything. So, you work in Harmon Tower, you live in Hughes Suites, and you killed someone in the Zakuska's projects? What's the connection? I don't anticipate that I'll catch you at work. I feel like it's too late for you to be working. Maybe they store the gun at their workplace. That's the main thing that I'm looking for. So I'm looking for a Lucky 7 revolver. I will take your key. Thank you very much. Don't mind if I do. I mean, look, they're a security guard. They probably have the gun on their person, right? I can't imagine that you would leave the gun in a place like this. It's so, like, unsecure. Let's head over to your apartment. So, you're not at work, so chances are you're at home. Was there a note above the computer? Let me check. I think it might have been like an ad for something, but it's worth checking. Watch thy neighbor. Have you seen anything strange? This could actually form part of the motivation. Report non-standard behavior to your local enforcement unit may be a sign of a crime. This is definitely the sort of thing that happens. BRB, no worries, Ichigo. This is something that does happen. I don't know whether there's like a name for this like phenomenon, but there are people who are like security guards, like mall cops, that sort of thing. Even like police informants sometimes. They get really into the idea that they are like a cop themselves. So they take it on themselves to dish out justice. It's a really weird phenomenon. I don't know if anybody else has heard of it, or knows what I'm talking about, but... It's like people who are in like law enforcement adjacent positions start to believe somehow that they're like a cop. So maybe that's the case here. They were like, I've got this note from the enforcers telling me that I need to do something about like weird behavior. And maybe they observed this person and was like, this person's like up to something. And they thought, you know what, I'm gonna kill them before they do it. Maybe. It's just pure speculation, spitballing ideas at this point, but this is what makes the game more interesting to me, is actually trying to think about, okay, the crime was committed. The game's smart enough to generate evidence, but it doesn't really generate motive. Like, the killers sort of give you a flimsy one after you arrest them. They say like, oh, they were too noisy. Where are you? You're not home. You have an alarm system now. Rick, I'm gonna trigger this. I'm so bad at avoiding these lasers. I know all you literally have to do is just, like, not walk into the laser. But I cannot freaking help myself. So, a big thing I'm looking for is the firearm. I think I've been to your house before. Ah, you have a partner. Seo Yun Kim. So Rin's year of birth is the passcode. What was Rin's year of birth? $1922. A diamond. Final notice open immediately. Was this over money? Was that, like, the motivation? You needed cash? I heavily suspect that they have the gun on them. But I'll still check every drawer and all that. I just activated the alarm. Fantastic. I feel like this kind of alarm is, like, not really that secure. Because people can just, like, not be stupid. Dear Rin, I wish you'd cut back your involvement on that... with that distasteful group of people. You know the ones I mean. I don't mean to be rude, but it's a political dead end to even support the... So they became politically active? Is that what they're trying to say? This was a political killing? I don't know if I can buy that. A political killing. Yeah, their partner wrote that note. So their partner wrote the note to Rin, telling them to stop associating with a particular group. Maybe their profile has more information. Advice? To Alejandro Rivero. So this is the person that they killed. Alejandro, I feel sick. I think Seo Yun is seeing someone else. I don't know what to do. Is this Rin Hashimoto? Oh my god, it's them. Well, that's what I call an open and shut case, boys. Oh, what's this in your hand? Take the fingerprint. There's the gun. I was not expecting you to just stumble across me. You have a baseball bat too? Pistol bullets? Yep, makes sense. Well, well, well. I'm arresting you on suspicion of murder. You'll never make it stick. I got plenty of evidence. Why did you commit murder? The weak and unworthy must be eliminated. Okay, that completely throws out all my theories. Can you give me more information? The red gums are stronger than you can imagine. It was a politically motivated killing. Cola is sweet, but blood spilled for uncle is sweeter. Okay, so they're also just a lunatic. One day we red gums will rule. So is the red gums like a cult or something? What's the deal with the red gums? Alright, well, mystery solved, I guess. Wait, the arms dealer gives receipts? No. Really? You're selling illegal weapons. Keep the tax records. Yeah, put this on your tax. What? No. I mean, is it a legal bit? Is it like a legit business? I'm kind of confused. You gotta keep the taxes organized. Like, I get that, but it's a tax receipt for an illegal firearm. If you report that on your taxes, the government knows you have a gun. No? I don't know. That's just crazy. Then again, that's how they got Al Capone. In the end, the thing that they arrested Al Capone for was freaking tax evasion. Not any of the murders that he was behind, not any of the illegal alcohol, production or, what is it, distribution. Nah, they got him on freaking tax evasion. Okay, have I actually solved this case? Full name of the killer is Rin Hashimoto. I've arrested them. I've got their fingerprint as evidence. They live at 1201 Hughes Suites, and the weapon was a Lucky 7 revolver. She could claim it for work. Can you claim, like, an illegal thing? Like, if, let's say, I was, like, a truck driver, and I took drugs to stay awake. Like, I'm not gonna name any drugs, but, like, illegal drugs. Could I claim that on my tax and say this was, like, a work expense? I feel like you would get... Well, one, you would get fired. And two, you'd probably get arrested for it, too. The Sweet Tooth Assassin. Well, I guess that makes sense. So, they were a sweet tooth because they did it because they love cola so much. I'm still beside myself that none of the photographs matched anything. So you're a short woman. You're a very short woman. You're an average height woman. A tall man, so you're not involved. A tall non-binary, not involved. Tall man. Average man. I mean, this is the only person who's even close. Are we close to winning? I've already technically hit the retirement goal. I just want to do a few more cases before we go. I mean, did you put on a disguise? It'd be interesting if they could disguise themselves. This almost looks like the same person, doesn't it? The face is not. The face is a bit thinner. The builds are wrong, and this person's actually taller than them. Their eye color is different too, although I don't know how I can... I mean, I've got an upgrade that lets me tell all this information just by looking at somebody. Interesting. Right, let's archive this case. Another case closed. I need to go back to trying to arrest this person, because I was trying to arrest this person before. Yeah, hard to go from large to skinny as a disguise. You can definitely go the other way. You can go from being skinny to being, you know, bigger as a disguise. You know, there's those morph suits and stuff like that that people can put on that give the appearance of more weight. The other way around is a lot more difficult, I suspect. Although I suppose you could use, like, binders and stuff like that to somewhat reduce the appearance of weight, but... it's definitely very difficult. You could probably go from, like, a large sort of build to an average sort of build. But, vertical stripes, yeah. There you go, that's the secret. Just slap on some vertical stripes, and then all of a sudden you completely change your build. Oh! Oh, I don't have a handcuff. My bad. I got the upgrade that makes it I don't take full damage. I knew I forgot something at City Hall. Well, it looks like the person I need to arrest is at home. Which is good. May as well buy 2 pairs of handcuffs. I've got the inventory space. Howdy. Hey, Eno, how you doing? That was a very Deus Ex drop. Man, I would still love if they released another game. I know, like, I don't think that Mankind Divided was that good. But I would love if they did another game. I preferred Human Evolution to Mankind Divided. I don't know if that puts me in the minority, but... I would still love if they tried again. I wouldn't say I hate Mankind Divided, I just think it was like, it was okay. It felt very, close-ended as opposed to Human Evolution, and certainly compared to the original. Which I have played, mind you. You enjoyed all the Deus Ex games, the exploration? For sure. I think that a big part of this game, I think, is definitely Deus Ex inspired. Are you, like, accepting your fate? Like, what's the deal with this? What's the situation here? What exactly is the deal here? Alright, well, you've been arrested. So, I'll hand in this case. Oh, you can land on the chandelier. Can you swing on the chandelier like Sia? I don't think so. Yeah, I think that Human Revolution, Mankind Divided did a reasonable job at least, carrying the spirit of the original. I don't count Invisible War. Invisible War is not a good game. I don't think I'm in the wrong for saying that. What's your problem? I got a knife. I saw that. Don't just walk away like you didn't just point a knife at me. Multi-story chandelier needs to bear a pretty solid amount of weight. They are quite heavy, huh? Like... an important item was destroyed. Job failed? What? Huh? I'm being pursued, apparently. Did you close the wrong case? No, I didn't have any other cases. At least I don't think I did.